There was a spider in my coffee this morning. I drank it anyway. We go to Wawa and we double cup, and then you take the bottom cup because the cardboard like holder things are horrible. They don't stay on the cup. You take the second cup and then you just save it every single time, and you have a whole sleeve of cups. And then at home you make your coffee. I have a really hard time with the coffee maker, but you make the coffee and you pretend it's from Wawa. Anyway, today I'm going to make a bootstrap. I would show you an example of ones I've made previously, but I forgot to get them from downstairs, and I'm not going to interrupt my own flow right now because I will not be able to get back into it because I already have a really weird cadence on accident right now that may or may not, it's thunder and lightning, may or may not go away by the end, but probably won't. This is like the first video I ever made on the House of Horrors, you know, the other place, the House of Horrors. But I didn't have like a lot of time. I had a minute because nobody cares about anything longer than a minute and 13 seconds on there. Like, that's my deduction. I have a long time to explain everything to you now that I'm about to do. Okay, so I just got these riding boots. They're not real riding boots. They're like, you know, fashion riding boots. But I can't afford real riding boots, so fashion riding boots is fine. I'm ripping the thrift store tag out. Keep finding myself going to like places for multiple days, and when that happens, I don't want to be wearing platforms because there is an obvious reason for that. I had these Timberlands that I got at the thrift store. I wore them to New York because the time before that, the boots I wore to New York were my new rocks, and they hurt so bad because I wore the wrong kind of socks, and I was like, I'm not gonna let this happen again. I'm gonna wear sensible shoes. And then the sole ripped off. And I had gaiters, the strap at the bottom like kind of kept them together. It kept them together, didn't keep them dry. And then the next time I went somewhere for multiple days, I was like, sensible shoes. I'm gonna wear my cowboy boots. And then the nails came off the bottom and the heel, and I just kind of like, but I wasn't gone that long that time, so it like was okay. But like, I just wear them until they're destroyed. I got these sensible shoes that may or may not be sensible. They're only sensible because they're not platforms. I don't know the structural integrity of these, but they're boring. And they're too tall for my gaiters, which are actually not my gaiters. They're my boyfriend's gaiters that I just wear sometimes when he wears his tall boots. So I'm going to make bootstraps out of stuff. This is a very easy tutorial. This is a very easy tutorial, and the finished product actually looks decent. They look professional. You couldn't even tell I made it on my floor. I don't have like a table or a desk or anything of the sort, so I have the ground. My first ingredient, a belt. Thrift stores sometimes don't realize they're thrift stores and price their belts exuberantly high. So just don't buy an exuberantly expensive belt. Make sure it has a small belt buckle. The belt buckle is very important. It should be small enough to not be like giant on the back. And I like round belt buckles. All my belt buckles are round. I don't have any square ones. Cash got this as a belt bag, and I'm taking the straps off because I want those for my bootstraps too. Grommeter. This is important. If you DIY a lot, you should have this. This is awesome. A wrench. These are not the proper tools to use rivets. That's the next thing I'm going to pull out. But I don't have them, and I don't really think I need them because I clearly don't. I've been doing just fine without them. Rivets. They are two parts. Do you know what rivets are? I feel like even if I pull them out, you won't be able to see. So one's a peg and one's a lid, and you clamp them and they lock onto each other. These are spikes. They're really long spikes. Cashel gave them to me because he doesn't use spikes, but I don't use spikes either, really. Because like I have so many like studded things that the spikes would like throw it off. But I might like do like teeth and then plain stud, teeth, like fangs. That would be too audacious. I have short spikes somewhere, but I haven't seen them in a long time. I don't like spikes because they're screw-ons. I like pronged studs Screw-on spikes literally suck. No, I forgot to say scissors. You need scissors. O-rings. And then scissors is the final ingredient. I should pick up the scissors. Where are they? These are the only size that they had. Yeah. Scissors are like literally like hard to come by. They're like, scissors are like gold. Because they always suck. But that's because I cut and sew a lot. So my scissors are always dull. My great-grandpa was a knife sharpener. And he always introduced himself. And at the end he'd say degrinder. And I thought that was his last name. But it didn't make any sense because that was not a last name in my family at all. But that was just his job. The grinder. He was the grinder. The knife grinder. Okay, I'm gonna edit out all those ums. People always complain. Sorry. So I can't measure because I have dyscalculia. So we're not measuring. Nope, no measuring here. We're just gonna like kind of wrap the belt around the shoe to see. Let's see. Guess I will get closer. Sigh. My cool background. Am I loud? Here's the shoe. At this part of the ankle, you're gonna see where the O-ring would go. It would go right here. And you're gonna cut a little bit further than that so you can wrap the belt around and then hole punch it. I'm just gonna do it. This is how much I wanna do. I'm gonna cut there. I need an O-ring. This is outward facing. I'm gonna stick the ring over and then make like a, fold it. I'm gonna fold it. Grommeter. Oh man, it's so thick I have to do two sides. One grommet. See? Fold, see where I want to put it. Two grommet. Awesome. Now I'm gonna wrap it around. I'm gonna line up my holes. It is time for the rivets. Alright, it is now through. And I'm going to put the other rivet on and then clamp it with my wrench. Is this a wrench or pliers? My dad would call this a wrench. I think it's a wrench. Clamp. It's now closed. I'm going to do this on the other side, and I'm going to use the other side of the belt because it's already ended. I guess this could be any length you want, depending on where you want the O-rings to sit. Whatever, I don't care. I'm going to cut it here. You see, I don't even here's the thing. I just learned that people get paid for Instagram. I have been doing it every single day for years and years and years for the love of the game. I only started posting on Instagram and anywhere because I wanted to have something to edit. I love the craft aspect, but the making is hard. That's why I don't draw anymore. Other side, clamping. When I posted this on the other place, people were making fun of me for not having a riveter or a rivet tool. I have to hole punch that. Coming along. All right. This is what you got so far. This method could also make chokers and stuff, but I want to make bootstraps. Here's what we got so far. Is it this? So I'm gonna use all leather and all belts, but you could use chain. There's 4 components. There's the back, the front, and the bottom that goes under the heel. I don't have a chain that's the right length. Or I have the right length, but it's too thick, so it would be too bulky at the bottom. So we're just going to use all leather. But you could use chain. Or you could do leather, and then chain. And then I'm going to make the front panel that goes from here to here. And I should probably hold the boot while I do that to know how long to make it. That would be a good idea. It's literally thundering and lightning. I'm just going to cut it here and hope for the best. All right, that's good. Front, back. She's I'm good with light hand tasks like painting and eyeliner, but not heavy-handed tasks like studding and hole punching and lip liner. The first time I did this, I messed up so bad with getting it on the right side, putting the fold in the front. I'm gonna stud these two, but I'm really bad at studding. All my immaculate studding, like my Rose, that's Casual. He's great at studding. I'm horrible at it. Next side. Some people, their bootstraps don't have a bottom, and they just slide them on and off. Like Casual, his bootstraps don't have a bottom. I'm gonna take a longer piece this time. Like this long. Too long. End up using the whole belt. A whole bunch. I like to make vlogs. I like the supercut at the end. That's so fun. But like, I don't know what people like. I just know what I like to edit. I love to edit. I want to read like Dracula or Frankenstein, but that's like a commitment. And if nobody cares, that's too much of a commitment. Getting the rivets out first this time. 2 of each. My rows, when I stud, are so bad that like, it's like embarrassing. Wow, it's really raining. It's the middle of the day and it's so dark out. The other side. I'm gonna slide it on the boot before I hole punch it. Normally I would just do this on the floor, but you'll be able to see it. Okay, yeah, this is good. This is good. Gonna just hole punch it a little bit closer for good measure. I turned the fan off so you could hear me, and now it's raining. No. All right, I do the bottom now. With the last piece, where did I put it? We'll use this instead. Measuring. I couldn't even give you measurements, even if I wanted to, because your boots are different dimensions than my boots, probably. I can hole punch straight through both of these at the same time, I think. Nope, I can't. This is probably the least chaotic tutorial I've ever given. Maybe it's because I know how to do it, and I've done it a bunch of times. All the other ones, I'm like, yeah, I did this once. I could do it again. Jesus, why is it not going? Did I speak too soon? Okay, kind of. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Let me measure again. Even when I did like pretend I could measure, and I didn't just admit that I couldn't, when I would measure to try and make shelves and stuff, I would always get the measurements so wrong that it just doesn't make any sense. How I could get something so wrong. So we're trying. Yeah, that's a good spot. This is probably the most silent you've ever seen me. Oops. Like, I don't know what you're supposed to talk about in videos where you're doing stuff, and I don't know what you're supposed to do in videos where you're talking. Do people care about talking? 1 bootstrap completed without studs. Almost completed. Do I want to stud it? Is it studding if they're screwed on? Screws, studs, let's do it. I just took 4 out, so I'm going to take out 4 screws. I don't know how I'm going to do this even, because I'm not good at that. I will try my best. 1, 2, it's already not even, 3, 4, 5. Try my best, try my best. Screw and 1 stud. Is the wrong size. What? They're the wrong size. OMG! They don't fit! They don't fit. They literally don't even fit. Well, okay, I still have tall studs. It's not that bad. I still have tall studs. Are these different? They have numbers on the back, so I can't really read them. Are these not studs and spikes? No, they're not. Cash got them for Christmas. If they were, they would have fit. This is my tall studs jar. No. I hate studding so much. Literally, it's the worst thing ever. I can't just like not. I need to. I already poked the holes. Wrench. Like I should use jewelry pliers. But then I have to find them, and that's a whole thing. OMG, I need casual here. I poked the holes now too far apart for studs. That is bad. Let me just poke more holes. I was so proud of the distance between the I don't want to call it even, but kind of even, and now it doesn't even matter. What you're supposed to do when you want to make them like dense is you use the hole of the last stud to put the stud that goes next to it. And that's what I would have done if I knew I was studding. I literally hate doing this. Love to sew, hate to stud. One stud. I went and looked for pliers. These are not the right kind. These are the round-ended ones, and I need the not that way, but I don't know where the not that way pliers are, so we are working with what we have. Casual does this with his bare hands, or he uses it all with leather, but he like folds them with his fingers like a wizard. I could never do such a thing. I literally hate studying. I hate studying. I hate studying. I hate studying. Oh my god. I should put this on 100 times speed. This is the recycled stud jar where we take them out of other things and put them in here. The stud with tall studs on denim, which he would never do now because it makes it too heavy. So now we have all of these tall studs. The process for taking apart a jacket is cut off all the patches. The fabric is like waxed or painted or whatever method we were using at the time, because it changes. That stuff is good to paint. Like I would never freehand paint denim ever, because like straight denim, because it's just not a good material for that. To make it like a good material to freehand paint, you need to paint it with black or like glue or something to make it sturdier. I have an ambush patch on my crest pants that I was testing it because I painted it for casual on something else, so I was testing my ability to freehand it, and it came out great because I did it on like shellacked stuff, and I keep using that word and it's not the right word, but I'm gonna keep using it. Glossed is the word. When we take apart a jacket, we reuse every single piece. Casual puts it on his pants. I don't like having that shiny stuff in my pants because it makes them hard. I hate denim as it is. Me and denim, like, it's war. The amount of abrupt cuts in this, I just want you to know that I cut it because I screamed and crashed out. That's the answer. If you notice an abrupt, I did 2 studs. If you notice an abrupt cut, that's why. I can't believe I only did 3 studs in that time that I was freaking out. Casual, like, literally, I can't stop he's literally so good at studding, it's crazy. Like, he'll sit down, he'll start, and then all of a sudden the whole jacket's done. It's literally crazy. He's a wizard. He's been doing it for so long. All right. One more. I need to do one more. He started a bill for me a little while ago, and it's so, like, well done that I can't believe that he did it. And it kind of doesn't fit me, so I haven't worn it. The last stud. I can't believe I crashed out over 5 studs. That's cray. This is so anti-bad grip strength, like targeted. Okay. I have barely looked at the camera this whole video. Whatever. Big reveal. 1 completed bootstrap. Metal dust all over me now from breaking those studs. Ta-da! And then only took me, how long is this recording going? I don't know. However long the video ends up being. Oh my god, I'm wearing giant socks. Alright, finished. Could you imagine if the whole thing was blurry? I think I would quit forever. I filmed a video one time. Like the first video I tried to make, and the whole thing was blurry, and I was so mad. It was Death Hawk tutorial, which I haven't done yet because of that.